Hi guys. I can see myself. Brilliant. How lovely. I'm still struggling a little bit with this new setup thingy and whatever says underneath. That's really weird. But anyway, guess we're all going to get used to it. So there you go. Here I am. And I wanted to tell you about my Japanese manifestation, which took me nearly all my life. Well, the manifestation didn't take me that long, but the story of it did. Okay, so um, it starts in my childhood. Okay, and say hello. When you're on, leave a comment, and I'll give a shout out. So anyway, I just thought I'd come on and tell you I didn't have time all day because we were out and then we had a nice evening, Tarani and I, my little one, and now she's gone to bed. And yeah, here I am having a late night. It's nearly 2 o'clock here. But anyway, I so needed to share that with you guys. So here we go. Right. When I was small, my dad was an engineer, right? And he was working on different sites for his company. They sent him like all over the world really to work on different sites and projects and things, So he's done a project for NASA. He's been part of that and whatever, all sorts of things, rubbish burning plants, whatever, you name it, he's done it. So, he had two trips to Jakarta, which is the capital of Indonesia. Okay, so once he was there for 8 weeks and then again for 6 weeks. Anyway, so that was a time when hardly anybody even had a Walkman, like they were big like brigs and just as heavy and, with the cassette tapes in there. So anybody of you is a bit younger, that's an ancient relic thing. Anyway, my dad brought it back from there. So of course I nicked it and it was mine then, hardly anyone else ever got their hands on it in the family. And he brought some tapes as well. He brought Elvis, I think, and some country and western collection, and a couple of other tapes as well. But what I really loved was this Asian singer, and her name was Tirza. I don't even know if she's still alive or not. I have no idea. I think she was a younger lady in the days when I was a child, so she probably is, but I haven't actually done any research on that yet. Anyway, so this tape with this album on there came with a leaflet inside, right, in the cover, and in that jewel case, and it had all the lyrics of her songs in the Roman alphabet, our alphabet that we use, right? So I think there was one Chinese song. I think she is Chinese by origin, and then there was one Chinese song, but she also sang a lot in Japanese. So there were a lot of Japanese songs in there. And to this day, I do not at all speak any Chinese or Japanese. I mean, Chinese is like Mandarin or Cantonese or whatever, so I don't even know which one that was. Totally clueless and ignorant there, forgive me. But I loved it so much as a child. And, I always read the text along and I sang along and I learned all the lyrics, and not knowing what they mean or anything. I just love the songs, right? And the artist's voice. So there was on this album was one song that was my favorite, and was called "Goodbye My Love," which is an English title, but it was the only English line in the whole song, right? The rest is Japanese. So that one line she sings, and the rest of all of it is Japanese. So I used to sing that over and over and over again. So, and I even had that tape as an adult still. I took it with me when I moved to London after I finished school. When I was 19, I graduated from school. Then I went to London. I lived there for 10 years. I had it there. I listened to it there. Came back here, went to Germany when I finished my studies. I got 2 degrees in London at North London University, which is now part of the Metropolitan. But anyway, so back home, I just actually arrived exactly on the day a month before. Hi, Sonia. So good to see you. Thank you for joining me. So I was highly pregnant with Tajan and my son, firstborn, and I arrived here, my final touchdown with the plane, with my 3 cats at the time. They came with me, and all that were actually... That was exactly on the 21st of March, 1999, and I gave birth on the 21st of April. So it was exactly a month before Tajan's birth that I, arrived here for good. And so I've been living here ever since, and missing England, I have to say. I miss the UK a lot. So my heart is still there. So then Tajan grew up from a baby to a little toddler and Pampers. So he was like the real Pampers, but before he could walk properly, he would climb up on the shelves and everything. So he was always getting into trouble and stuff, and I was always, every 5 seconds I thought, oh my God, he's trying to kill himself. How little, babies are as soon as they move. So he grabbed hold of that tape. It was up on a shelf, but he made it up there. He grabbed that tape, and by the time I realized, he had pulled up the entire band of it and torn it, and I don't know, it looked like a total mess. It was so messed up. There was nothing you could do about it anymore. I just had to chuck it. You couldn't save it any longer. And I was heartbroken because I love that. Especially that one song. I loved it so much. So that was in 2000, I think, probably around about that time. So he destroyed that, right, completely. So then I scoured all the internet. I looked at Amazon for that song, like for Tirza Teng and stuff. And finally I found that album on CD, and I was like, oh, great, So I ordered it, and the whole album is on there, but not that one song. And I wanted to have that one song, Goodbye My Love, right? So yeah, my taste in music is quite eclectic. I love reggaeton, I love hip hop, especially the 90s, and I love classical music, like the whole shebang. But I also love that one Asian singer, so which is very schnulzy, I know, but that kind of speaks to my romantic side. Anyway, so I had the CD, and still I did not have that song, right? So a couple of times after that, years went by, I just had a look again, maybe somewhere in MP3 to download, whatever. I didn't find it. I even, kind of befriended a few Chinese people on Facebook, and I asked them, and I said, do you know the singer Tirza Teng? And they were all like, yeah, of course, she's real famous and whatever. And nobody had ever heard of that song, and nobody ever had, nobody had that one song as a download somehow. I asked them, I said, I'll send you the money, post me the CD if it's on a CD or whatever. I just really want to have that song. So never got hold of it. Not that I'm this brilliant researcher, but it didn't happen. So after a while, I kind of forgot, like life goes on. Sometimes I remembered, and I was like, oh, So then 3 nights ago, so just in time for dinner, Tarani was to me, she said, do you want to watch something? Do you want to watch some Netflix for dinner? And I'm like, yeah, cool, let's have a look what's on there. And there was this Chinese movie with Chinese people, Asian people. And I was like, and she said, well, let's try it. If we don't like it, we can always, stop it and watch something else. I was like, okay. So we started watching this, and the opening of it all, the first song, um, was that one Chinese song of Teresa Tang that is on that CD. And that Chinese song was sung, that was a cover version. It wasn't by Teresa Teng, but it was a modern cover version of it. So anyway, I paused the movie and I told Tarini the entire story of that, right? And anyway, we watched the movie. It was nice. Another of those songs from that album came on as a cover version in that song. And I was like, oh my God, And I thought, oh, I made a Spotify account the other day, so let's have a look on Spotify. Maybe it's there. I found it on Spotify. I was like, oh my God, can you download it? I was looking like where to buy that. I wanted to own that. I didn't want that to disappear, like them taking out of the program or something. The problem was they only had it with Chinese alphabet in the Chinese alphabet. This title, it wasn't the English title on it, with our alphabet, so I couldn't really like copy and paste or anything. So I was like, oh my God, So I messaged my son Tajan, knowing that he's got a lot of really, technically advanced people in his circle of friends. And I thought maybe he can help. After all, he destroyed that tape, right, in the first place. So, I sent him the link to the Spotify song, and I said, can you please find that somehow? I don't want to put a guilt trip on you, but you did that, so fix it now. I don't care how, but please help. So anyway, before he even looked at it, another friend I just recently befriended online messaged me, after 3 weeks or something, Anyway, so we were talking, and then I happened to tell him that story, and he was like, what's the song? What's it called? I'm like, I just sent you the link to Spotify, and then you can have a look. So I did. Didn't hear back from him. 1 hour later, my phone vibrates. I have a look, and he's sending me this audio file. He found that song, downloaded it for me, and sent it to me as a surprise. And I was like, oh my God, it's not even like a best friend or anything, we've just kind of started chatting about stuff, a couple of weeks ago or something, and then we didn't talk, whatever. So all of a sudden, this virtual stranger takes an hour out of his life just to find that and send it to me as a nice surprise. And it was so, so wonderful. So within a few hours, I actually manifested that song that I had been looking for 20 years. Okay. So one and lately I've had a lot of other stuff happening as well, where I was really thinking like, I think I've got the hang of it now, starting to come now and things. So I wanted to tell you, I've had long stretches where I think like nothing is going right, what am I doing wrong, and all the rest of it, because I know the theory, but how to overcome blocking myself so I can actually put it into practice and all that. And it's happening now. And the funny thing is also, which is very distinctive, So now that we're coming out of this social distancing and stuff, and we can go out again. Okay, we have to wear masks going into shops and have to, and still keep apart from each other. But like today, we went out in the countryside, and there's this very old cathedral as well. I post about that a bit later. I've still got all the footage on my mobile phone on that. So there's a little shop that belongs with a cathedral as well, and so we went in there, with a mask and whatever, and but you could still, it's still like, it feels like not many people are out, but it's more open, and people are slowly starting to emerge again, and going somewhere and all that. So that's a new vibe. And here in Germany, they're going to open up the gastronomy, all the, cafes, restaurants, and that again on Sunday. All right. And I'm so happy about this, So Sunday that's going to open again, and we can go and have a coffee and sit outside and chat. And like, yeah. It's just absolutely beautiful, So, and at the same time, when I did the last live I did was on Sunday, wasn't it? So that was the first day I really felt like so extroverted that I did a 6-hour marathon in front of the camera, like recording as well and things like that for my private groups and courses and that. But still, and I've been feeling so much more open as well. That's like because the whole mass consciousness is changing. It's like opening up again. The numbers are actually going down now of new infections and all that. So it's just like the whole world is kind of breathing a big heaving sigh of relief, isn't it? And I was thinking, well, I finally felt like I want to see people again, like really, enjoy having people around me and all that. Whereas before I thought, do you think you're ever gonna invite enough people ever again to your house that you need 2 tables at one go in the garden and things like that, Now it's like, yeah, of course. All of a sudden, lots of people are contacting me, lots of, friends, family, and that kind of thing. That is just so beautiful, and I love it. I'm so happy about it. You can tell I'm excited. my stepdaughter, she messaged me today as well, and she said she loves me, and she can't wait to see me again and all that. And so we're gonna have like big family meetings and all that. She is my daughter's paternal sister, and not the little one, the middle one, and she's the middle one as well, by the way. So anyway, absolutely lovely. I adore her to pieces, and this is just I don't know, it's coming from all sides. And then my son messaged me, answering to a message I'd sent him earlier, and said, Jacob says hello. And I'm like, who's Jacob? What did I miss here? Oh, he's my friend. He's just sitting here, and he sees that, he just noticed, that I'm messaging you. So he sends his love. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet, So it's like I get messages from people or via people from people kind of thing. And just those little things, and I think that is so beautiful, and do not ever discount that. And I think from what we have had with all that social distancing and all that, we started to, most of us, there are always some glorious exceptions who never get it. But anyway, I think as a whole, we've really started to appreciate other people more, and treat them with even more kindness, with more openness, with more appreciation of just being there. Not like, what can you do for me? Otherwise, interesting. But like, it's so nice that you're there. Thank you for gifting me your smile. I haven't seen somebody else smile for such a long time, just me and my kid or whatever. And you go outside and people are smiling at you while you're walking through this beautiful nature, and your soul is singing, and your heart is leaping already. And then people just walk past you, having a walk as well, and they just smile so openly and so happily. You can really see that kind of bliss in them, right? And that feels so good. It feels so good. And, making me so happy. It's like, yeah, I want to see more smiles. So, there weren't many people around at all, but every single person we passed, they were like, hello, good day, smiling, like, yeah, we're all outside. Isn't that great? No fear, no holding back or anything, like nobody hugged each other, of course. You don't act strangers, but it's like, um, it's a totally new vibe and it's so beautiful. And I wanted to share all that with you, So if anybody of you is still in a funk and, worried or concerned or anything like that, I just wanted to tell you there's so much love out there. And it's coming more and more now. So I wanted to leave you with that. Excuse me. Just tickling my nose. Anyway, so I wanted to leave you with all that love and that happiness and that bliss, and wish you good night. And I will tell you about my little outing with my mom and my daughter when I've got all the footage on here. Then I'll go via Zoom so I can do a screen share and I can share the pictures and little video clips that I made with you as well while I'm talking about it. So I thought that'd be a nice way. I'll try that. I've never done it before, but I'm sure it's going to work somehow. So you'll just have to bear with me. You're going to be my lab rats, right? I'm going to try that out on you. Anyway, so much love from my heart to you. And I'll see you next time. Night, night.